Hi, it's kind of late. Good evening. This is video 850, and this is going to be a very short. This is the week 10 voice lab. Um, Having a cup of tea. It's supposed to help your throat. This tea, I don't know, remember what the brand is, but my daughter, she saw it at Walmart. She's like, "Oh, we got to try this. It says it's good for throats." So where are we? Week 10. Week 10. Um, just wanted to just share a little bit. Um, I've noticed that I've gotten lazy. I've gotten lazy. I've gotten lazy week 10. Um, I mutter a lot when I'm at work, okay? And I'm used to talking to myself. And when I talk to myself, usually, um, I don't really think about it, so I tend to default back to my old voice. My other voice, maybe I should say, my lower voice. And I notice it, and then I repeat whatever I say. So, like today, I was in the copy room, and I'm like, "Hey, while this runs, I can go to the break room," but I said it in my old voice. So then, as I repeated the same exact thing, while I run this, I can go to the break room. And so I do. I've noticed I'm doing that more and more now. It's like I'm not as focused, perhaps, and kind of to the point that I've gotten so sloppy, for lack of a better word, that I notice now when I try to talk in my voice, it can be a little crappy. It can be a little, uh, my throat is tight. So I don't know if that's a problem. I don't know if that's something, like, oh my gosh, I need to be more concerned about, but just kind of wanted to share it. I noticed it this week. I don't think there's anything else with my voice. Um, it's funny because sometimes at night or in the morning early, if like my daughter's up, it's summer now, but we kind of have this conversation in the morning or when I first get home from work. And I notice too, that period of time, I also slip back into my old voice. And, I'll be mumbling to myself or whatever. And my daughter will say, Karen, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I immediately switch back into this voice. She doesn't yell at me for talking in my old voice. She just reminds me that, you know, hey, Karen, you need to speak in your voice, not your old voice. If that makes any sense. Um, the other thing I wanted to just say is this year's just been weird. I mean, pandemic, blah, 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 all this other stuff going on. But I just noticed there's a lot, or maybe I didn't notice it last year. But this year, there is a lot, what I want to call pushback. People that are not happy that it's Pride Month. And in my work, especially, again, now last year I really wasn't knowledgeable, or maybe I wasn't really watching for it. But this year at my work, there are people who are like deliberately trying to sabotage or make fun of, or sorry. Um, and I mean, it's mean, nasty stuff, mean stuff, stuff that if they said, to someone in the break room or at work, um, I mean, they would lose their job or would be reprimanded anyway. But Usually it's people that work from home, and so they're only communicating on this like internal system. But it's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad. And I don't know how that is in the real world, other than what I see like in Florida and other states where the legislature or the governor is talking out against pride or LGBT stuff. Um, we did have the other day, 2 days ago, President Biden basically gave like this plan or executive order creating a number of like, or I guess ordering different members of his cabinet within 200 days or 100 days to come up with some sort of plan or evaluation, like for the Department of Education. You know, you have 100 days to come up with a plan to address, states that are passing, anti-trans legislation, um, states that have taken away for the Department of Health and Human Services, states that have taken away health care like Medicaid and everything. So, I mean, as much as he can do, I think he's trying to do, and probably someone could say, well, he could do more, and that's probably true, but it's a start. And really, that's just about it. Tomorrow is Louisville Pride. And kind of have a feeling in my gut not to go. Just something with all the shootings and everything we've had lately. And I mean, on the one hand, you're like, isn't that terrible? You do, but um, you should go because you shouldn't be afraid. Blah 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 blah. But there's just something in my gut that says now's not the year. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little over precautious, but other than that, not a whole lot. Everything else is doing well, and um, just kind of one day at a time. So, on that note, tea is working its magic, so I've got to go to the little girl's room, powder my nose. So, I'll see you. Well, I won't see you, but I'll wish you a super rest of the evening. It's almost midnight. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.